this one?
Okay, so we have some fun. Mindset thoughts. That may be like that I don't know if that's actually appropriate grammar, but anyway, we have some mindset we're going to get started on, and we're excited. So I think we're going to kick it off with Jerry.
Okay.
Yeah, Jerry is right here next to me. So anyway, we're excited.
It's amazing. Jerry's. Okay, Jerry.
Okay. Yes, so y'all can hear me now, but you might want to turn, you might want to mute you. Sorry. Okay, it happens. We all can't fit on that screen unless they're sitting on my lap, and that's an hour. So, okay, so it's amazing what comes to mind when you're talking about your animals. You know, we live most of our life with our animals, and I was telling Chrissy the story about how my dog, we've never been able to let her in the backyard without a leash because she runs off, but we just got a fence. And now I open the door to let her out and she won't go. She is trained and conditioned that she doesn't go outdoors without a fence. And I literally held up the leash, and she walked over to me so I could put it on, because she knows what her limits have been. And it made me think of the story of the elephant on the chain or the rope, and what we do to ourselves. So I'm just going to read this little story to you because it's told better than I can do it. A man went to a circus, and he saw the elephants, you know, walking with chains around their ankles, and they were very, very short chains, and they weren't very long. And he was curious about this. So he asked the trainer, and the trainer said, okay, let me tell you a little bit of history about that. When those elephants were just babies and smaller, we used to tie them with this exact rope. At that time, this rope was more than enough to restrict them from running away and to keep them exactly where we wanted them to stay. As they grew up and became older and stronger, we used the same rope. The rest was done by the elephants themselves, as in their mind, they still believe that they will not be able to untie themselves, and they never tried to set themselves free. The trainer added, those elephants are capable of lifting enormous weights, and with just one move, they would have been able to walk away, but it was all in their mind. They never actually tried. Their past experience had shaped their future one. This is where we are in our minds. We are chained to what we have accomplished in the past, what we have done in the past, and we don't realize that we can go beyond what we have done before. It starts to feel uncomfortable, and so we just stay. And it is the perfect time to go, that is not chaining me. That doesn't have to hold me anymore. That self-limiting belief does not have to rule my mind, rule my business, because we do that not just in our businesses, but we do that with relationships. We do that. It's those behaviors that limit us. We are at the prime time to make those changes to soar. And Paula's going to talk about that.
I'm not on audio.
Okay. So we were just talking this morning some about that mindset piece. Identify those barriers that you have, those things that have limited you. But, you know, we all love New Year's. Like, it's just exciting. Across the world, we celebrate a new year starting. It's fun. It's really, and that's where we're at right now in Park Lane. It's sort of, it's a fresh start. It's a blank page. If you have, it's a time to get a new journal and, start fresh. Like, we don't have to look back. We have to identify some of those mindset barriers. You can, kind of just like we do as a New Year's resolution, like what did last year look like? And this is where we're at. Where do you want to be? And there's so much goodness that happens as this new jewelry launches. It's exciting. And honestly, what's funny is I think somebody said we retain 80%. So it's not as if, but it's just fresh. It's new. It's fun. And there will be a ton of excitement around that. And because of that, we were kind of talking about why now. What all the goodness is that's happening now. First of all, it's trip qualification period. If you opened up your loop, you saw that the trip points have begun and we all want to go on that trip. So that's fun. That's a great reason. That's a good incentive. That's a good motivator for you. Right now, establishing that July, August bookings is going to launch you straight into fall and it could be your biggest fall yet. It can be, fall is a great time anyway, but you kind of have to build the foundation. Fall doesn't just fall into our laps. You've got to have, I'm so funny. Anyway, you've got to have that foundation there, and July and August are the times to do that. The new jewelry's fun. One of the things that that's great about this is sometimes, we call it that booking from scratch. You've got to reach out to people. It's lovely to book from parties, but if you don't have any parties, you got to start asking. Well, this is a reason to ask. This is a reason to reach out. You are doing someone a service by reaching out to them and saying, this jewelry is going to, I'm super excited about this. And, here's what we can do. So one of the things that many of us do is we have a review crew. And so, there's no purchase necessary. There's no obligation to it, but you find, you pick your number, 5, 10, 15, 20 women, however many want to join you to be that review crew. Last year I created a messenger group for those ladies specifically so that we could chat in that. But that review crew, no purchase necessary, but guess what? They're going to want new pieces, and we don't want them to really just make a purchase. We want that to be motivation, incentive to have a party with us. So I love that right now we have this opportunity to reach out with a reason. It's not, it's always, we kind of come up with stuff. We're in a booking contest, or we're in this, we're in that. But right now you're doing it in a way that's like, I have a reason to reach out to you. I think I was looking at the wrong part of the camera. So if I was not making eye contact, this is my problem. Okay. So I'm looking at you now. So anyway, we have that. So sorry. Now I've choked myself up. So anyway, now we have that reason to reach out, create that review crew, get those women excited about it. And then we'll move into sort of now the action behind. You have the mindset shift, the why now, but don't stop there. You got to take the action. And so I think someone's going to talk about Backstage passes and the action that then will take you beyond, I have this fresh start. I have this blank slate, but now I gotta move. I gotta do something. So it's an exciting time. People will feed off your excitement and our excitement. And so get excited. That's it.
We've got a question. Paula, Elizabeth's asking if you'll share how you review the jewelry to the review crew. What's the purpose of the review crew? What do you have them do? So can you give them a couple steps on what that means?
Some of the ladies, obviously any woman that I had that they gave me an opportunity to have a Backstage Pass with. So I had about 5 ladies that had Backstage Passes with me last year. And those women for sure, because they got to see it up close and personal. But as soon as the website launches, that new jewelry will be visible to everyone. And so I just asked them to pick their top, I'd have to look back, maybe their top 5 pieces. Tell me your top 5 pieces that you're loving. And then the women and the leaders of this group are so generous that there were some people were creating posts, and you could, rank the posts. I'm so sorry, y'all. That's okay. As well, you could, there were like this and that's and pieces like that where people had the new jewelry all on there. People that are way graphically talented. And so I utilized some of that. So really it was just pick your top 5 pieces similar to, and then once they do that, of course, you're going to then move that into, of course, I could build you a cart, or I can gift you a piece of this, or we can get it all for you for free. So there's a lot of ways to utilize that review crew, I think.
I think asking for their help, say the new jewelry is coming out and I need to know which samples you think I should get. Now, granted, I'm probably going to get most all of them anyway, but women love to be helpful. They love to give their opinion. Yes. And so asking for, their top 8, well, number 1, that's a cart. And you will see common pieces and you're like, okay, ding, ding, ding. My customers love this, but you can offer them a piece from their list, or just say, I'd love to give you an extra 100. Or if they have a Zinger price item, you could say, I'd love to gift you that whatever new Zinger price item at your party instead of the 100 extra free. So that's a way that it really does help you because it has your customers weighing in. No purchase required. And you could, like I was talking on one of the trainings last week, you could say, when I have at least 10 members of my review crew and you weigh in, I'll do a drawing for a free piece of jewelry. So there is an incentive for them to send you their list. Not only are they helping you, but they're in a drawing for a free piece of jewelry. And then you're turning that into bookings, carts, maybe laters. Would you like invited to the next team mega party? So it's a multifaceted thing with one reach out, and it gets engagement in your VIP group. So fun.
I love this.
Okay.
You know what I like about it? It's new and different. And for those that maybe haven't done it before, it would be something new and different and exciting, and a way for your VIPers to give an opinion. And people love giving opinions. So I think it's super fun.
Well, and it gets me kind of thinking about, all we do is open conversations, right? Like it keeps you in conversation. If you did a social sale for 4th of July, you did a sample sale, here's another reason to open conversations the night that this thing launches, right? I mean, people may shop, but it's not like they're going to do a party the next day, or they might do a party the next day. But if you don't yet have, it's just reasons to keep people in conversations. And each of these things, I know sometimes, like I've done sample sales in the past where I booked lots of parties. I've done a sample sale in the past where I booked one party, right? But all of these things that, all these conversations, they do a lot. They add up over time, and we build confidence and constantly being in conversation with people. And it could turn into a booking later. A booking could come from the universe. I've done that, reached out to 50 people. And then this person over here, the lone, person I never even talked to, said they wanted to do a party. And so it just, it builds that. It's like a compounding effect.
It's ideal for sponsoring, because those gals that are just like that, back with their top 8, and they're like, I like so many more pieces. And it's like, you know what? We need to just get you started doing this. It's the perfect time to start a business with me, because you like all the things. You can get your kit of new jewelry pieces and share them with your friends. Why not? Because those ones that engage with you, they love the jewelry anyway. It's a draw, I think, to promote, to have sponsoring conversations. Have you ever considered those open-ended questions? Have you ever considered doing something like this? Or, oh, I think you would be great. You've got great taste. Those are some of the pieces that I was picking. It's just another avenue to talk to them about. So go for what you want most first. If you need new stylists, go with that conversation first. If you need bookings, then go with bookings, and then the sales and all that follow, because you can have conversations about all of that. Like eat the frog first, the big thing. Let's talk to them about business. Then they say, no, I don't even want to consider that. Then, well, let's just at least do a party and get you some free. They're more inclined to say yes when you ask for the biggest thing. They don't want to tell you no 10 times in a row. So I'm done talking now.
No, I think it's great. It's great.
Allie, I know there were a few thoughts you were going to share as well. Do you want to do that before we get into any more questions?
Honestly, no, but I mean, I think we've shared a lot of inspiring stuff.
Okay.
The only thing that the thought that crossed my mind whenever Jerry and Paul, thank you guys. I've never heard the elephant story, so I appreciate that, but I understand totally the dog story. I get that. We have Tish's dog right now, and all sorts of things are happening. Things are changing over here with the dog. But the dog may be sleeping by her bedside when she gets home. She's not, I don't think, very excited about that. But this time being anew, like it's such a unique time. Anytime you can have any new, it's as if you've been given a gift, right? To like relaunch your business or reach out to people. It's the biggest question that I get is, how do I open up the conversation? You know, we always talk about personalize the beginning. Well, you kind of don't even really need to too terribly much when you have something brand new. Like when you have new stuff, like that is the exciting thing, right? And so use it. Use this new collection as a reason to jump in, do some high numbers, you know, don't ask for, I mean, I prospected 3 people yesterday thinking, oh yeah, one of these people's gonna book party. All 3 of them are no. I could be like, nobody wants to do parties. But I was certain that 2 of the 3 would be like, okay, now I'm ready. Nope, still not ready. You know, the number, like they can't argue with the numbers game. So it is a numbers game. So anyway, I think we should go on and talk to the VIPs about
Hold on. No, we're not ready yet. You said something to me this morning that I want everybody to hear. Allie is reading the Ed Milet book that Tish brought to all of our attention here a few weeks ago. And in chapter 3, it's one more try and winning is a numbers game. Allie, okay. I want you to share a little about that because I totally resonated with that comment. Winning is a numbers game. Go.
Well, he was talking about the compounding effect and little actions, you know, consistent actions. Someone was talking about the fast 15 minutes a day, right? That compounds over time. Or, you know, just deciding not to eat a cupcake a day, like that will compound over. I mean, I'm just making up an obvious thing, right? Like, you know, less calories per day, just trying to reach someone. And so to illustrate my point, right? And so, but something that he said was, you know, I can say the little thing that's going to be like, if I'm reading it from a book. Okay. So he was talking about how most people give up. They don't do the work you're willing to do. So they won't get the results that you'll get. And I don't know where I heard this. I think it was Tony Robbins one point was saying, you know, those that win just do it longer, essentially, because people give up and they quit over time. And that's why it gets smaller and smaller and smaller amount of people who have success. But in this, there's all different types of examples that he gives in terms of the compounding effect. The piñata is one of them. Like everybody understands that. Okay. But he is talking about, you know, how do you turn yourself into an overachiever? Okay. So the one thing he said, there's 3 things. Extremity expands capacity. So when you push yourself beyond your comfort zone and you just, you go beyond, like he says, your greatest gains and successes happen when you push yourself to new places and limits. So essentially, you know, your high degrees of activity produce energy and you feed off this. And much like batteries, if you don't use your energy, then you just lose it over time, right? And so you push yourself beyond, like when you experience a problem, whatever that may be, maybe not having parties or getting no's, and the ratio that we've said works 10 to 1, you're not getting it. And so you decide to stop, right? And so, but pushing yourself beyond that, that's whenever you actually end up expanding your capacity, right? And just growing in that moment. So then next time you're like, that's not a big deal. I'm expecting that. So I just move on. That's the first thing. The second thing was winning is a numbers game. And he was like, if you want to be an overachiever, you must create better numbers for whatever is important to you. And I have a data husband. My husband is all about statistics and data, and it's because he's in supply chain, and you cannot argue with numbers. Okay. And it drives me crazy sometimes. So many times, but I've learned that you can't argue with data. And when I am not booking, I'm like, well, how many people have I reached out to? When I am not sponsoring, I mean, years ago, I used to be like, I'm not sponsoring. Now I'm like, well, I'm not sponsoring, but I'm sure as hell am talking to anybody. And so it's like obvious to me, you can't argue with the numbers, right? And so if I'm talking to stylists about maybe party successes, or they're having high sales, low sales, no orders, whatever, I'm like, okay, just let's talk numbers. Because numbers it's a numbers game. How many people were invited? How many people are in the group? How many people, showed up to the live? Like the numbers indicate what the action needs to be. And so that was that. He was like, overachievers don't think in terms of quality or quantity. They think in terms of quality and quantity, because quantity gets you better. Like the more you do it, you just get better at it. And then you kind of don't have to do as much of it, honestly. Like you get to be a better booker, your confidence comes out, your booking ratio will go down, your sponsoring ratio will go down, because meaning you don't have to have as many conversations, because you're not worried about what they're going to say. You're not worried about the stuff. You just say the stuff. And then the third thing he said was nothing creates everything. And just for a moment, let me just, because he does this, goes to the Bible. He's talking about, God created nothing, the world out of nothing, right? And so he likened that. He was like, I personally believe that. He was like, it also looks that way in your business. You can be doing, seeing nothing. And then all of a sudden, boom, something happens. You have a big party and the hostess wants to sign up, or, I'll say that, like, that's a good big thing that happens. And it can or you book 4 parties from a party, and then you now opened yourself to like a funnel. So that's
Allie,
the other thing that he said.
Can we give a real, Paula, do you mind sharing that real life example?
Yeah, Paula.
I'm going to set it up. Paula sold in our Dreamcatcher team $12,000 plus in the month of June. So let's just give Paula a round of applause. It's not your normal.
No, that's my biggest month in Parkline.
Okay. She is a school counselor. She just applied for part-time because she wanted to spend more time on her Parkline business, and it's grown to that point. So she's like able to. But anyway, I want you to share, because we're like, how did you do 12,000? And it's Allie's example here. So go ahead.
So, 1st of June, you kind of didn't have much on my calendar, but I can work more in the summer. So typically I do well in the summer in terms of, because I have more time to work my business. But I've never done that well. That was exciting. But so I had a party planned. I mean, of course, as we do, we don't really know our hostesses. I did hostess coach on the phone. Allie, thank you very much. And Jerry, who's been telling me to do it for a long time. But I have started hostess coaching on the phone. Anyway, you have a few parties on your calendar for June. Well, I ended up with this one party. And it was, a 20 plus order. And I tapped into this group of women who are bananas, never had heard of Park Lane. And now they are eat up with it, ordering 2 and 3 times. Of course, they love the sale. Park Lane sets us up to be successful as well. So they loved the sale. They ended up, that was a 20 plus order, booked probably 4 parties off of that. That was, those were 20 plus order parties. Then from that, because I was having fun. Hello. I mean, the ladies are having fun. We're enjoying the sale. I get a call, and I don't know if Melinda's on here, but she came last night to Jerry's house and we got to meet her. She called me and was like, I think I would want to do this. I'm like, come on. And so she just had launched at $3,600 with 20 plus orders and just last week. So you just that one more, you don't know when that next person, that next party, that next, and this, and all of that, I hope, the bigger picture sometimes is, I mean, I'll take that money and we'll play on the lake with it. I love it. But part of it is it's been fun. These women have had fun doing this. I've had fun doing this. I think this business is going to be a blessing in, Melinda's life. She's excited about it. So it's bigger than just sales. This is what we do. We add fun and distraction and incredible jewelry and an awesome sale. So it's just, and I couldn't have predicted that. I didn't know that my June would turn out that way. That's why you don't quit, because that next person, that next party, that next can be just the boost that your business needed to, and you just never know. So you just keep on
keeping on. Okay. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, Allie. I just thought that was like too good of example for us not to share. So here's what I want everybody to write down. Winning is a numbers game. All of us can control how many we reach out to. All of us. So just write that down. We can't control the results, but we can control the number we reach out to. Winning is a numbers game. So with all that being said, Tish, do you want to kick off talking about how we can really reach out this weekend with our booking blitz?
Yes. Hello, guys. I'm excited about this weekend. I know many of you all are going to be running sample sales this weekend. So while you're totally immersed in like Park Lane Chaos Central at your house, we thought we would add one more little fun element in. But no, in all honesty, we are going to put this out there for those that want to participate, would like to participate, know that when they show up and they've got others doing it with them, it's going to force them. I'm one of those people, guys. Often I need some accountability in certain areas of my business that maybe at that moment, I'm not putting the highest level of importance on, because I know how all of you are. Many of you, if you're doing a sample sale this weekend, put a 1 in the comments. If you're doing a sample sale, 1. Okay. So many of you are doing sample sales. Many of you are going to be focused on these sample sales. And I want, while you're focused on these sample sales, to also just in your mind, be reminding you, like, we've got this new collection coming and we want to help you get some debut shows, like, on the books. And maybe part of these booking blitz power hours, you'll be doing reach outs to some of the people that shopped with you during the sample sale. Okay. But what we're going to do is it's going to be a three's a charm booking blitz weekend. We're going to blitz Saturday morning at 10 a.m. We're going central. These are central times. Sorry, even though I'm in Eastern right now, these are central times. We're going to be booking or blitzing Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Central, 8 Eastern. And we will be booking Monday for the first time ever, blitzing Monday for the first time ever during our treasure talk. All right. Because we've got Sparkle next week. We're going to have training up to our eyeballs. So we don't need any more. We just need action during treasure talk on Monday. We don't need any training. So we'll be blitzing Saturday at 10 Central, Sunday, 7 p.m. Central, Monday during treasure talk at noon Central. You could join us for all three if you want. You could join us for one of the three, whatever floats your boat, whatever works with you. We're doing different times, different days to reach as many of you as possible. But our mission and our challenge during these booking blitzes are going to be to book 3 debut hostesses to launch this new collection. The challenge will be, we want to help you get 3 debut bookings on your calendar. In a perfect world, you'd do 3 days in a row. Because it is crazy what happens when you do that. I do this with every new collection. I'm gonna tell you what happens. Number one, it forces me to kind of get my new kind of display of what I'm showing, like set. It forces me to make a list of all the new things, maybe write down a couple of interesting points about some of them. It kind of forces me to make that happen. The first one I do, I'm all over the place and a complete mess. And I know it. They may not know it, but I know it. And I feel it, but it's like grace under fire. I do it and it's like, whoo, got that first one out of the way. The second one, which I like to do either immediately following, maybe 2 in one night or the next night. The second one, I'm 10 times better, 10 times better. By the third one, I'm literally remembering names and even some prices, and I'm blowing my own mind. Okay. It's like putting yourself through that, 3-run practice run that after your 3 parties, like you've got it. It's kind of like, okay, you're ready to go. You're ready for the new season. You've already decided what your favorites are. You've already decided what people are gravitating to. You're already starting to weed out some of the things that you've been carrying over because it's way more than what you need to be showing. It is the smartest thing you could do with your business. The confidence level is tenfold. And the momentum, as whoever just typed that in the comments, that you build will be crazy, because then what I do for myself is I kind of play a game with myself. Every aspect of this business that I do, I try to make it a game for myself in some form or fashion. Everything's a game for me, like some sort of a challenge, some sort of a game, because it just makes it more fun for me. So my challenge for myself with each of those parties is I want to book 2 parties from each of those parties. Yes, I'm going in to sell jewelry that night. Yes, I'm going in to debut the line. Yes, I'm going in to help my host get 10 orders. Yes, I'm going in to release the new collection, but really I'm there to book parties. Really, I'm there to book parties, because by this point, I know where the new trip is. I'm on a mission. I want to get in front of as many people as quickly as I can so I can be sharing the opportunity, bringing new team members on board. And so my challenge with myself is I am for darn sure during those 3 parties doing all the things that are suggested. I'm channeling Christy, my sister Christy, who asks every single customer if they want to book a party. Like, I'm doing the things. I'm really honing in on the skills. Okay. Again, guys, it's not about those 3 parties for me. It's about all the things that are happening with those 3 parties. Me getting more confident with the new pieces, learning the new pieces, kind of getting my flow going, getting new bookings are the name of the game, like all the things. So we will be blitzing all weekend long, an hour each of those days. You choose when you want to plug in. If you want to plug in with a Saturday morning, put a 2 in the comments. If you want to do Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Central, put a 2 in the comments. I want you to, like, right now, be making a date in the calendar if you're going to participate in Saturday morning. If you're going to participate in Sunday evening, 7 p.m. Central, pop a 3 in the comments. If Sunday evening works best for you, pop a 3 in the comments. Maybe that's after you've run your sample sale and now you're going to have all those people to follow up with, and this is going to be perfect timing. And if you're going to participate in our treasure talk on Mondays, Blitz, pop a 4 in the comments. And for funsies, when I was here last month with my friend Shelly, she was cracking me up because, and I can't remember who she says this all the time. Maybe it's like all the little high school girls that work at her daughter Emma's shop, but she says they say funsies all the time. So the whole time we were like, let's just for funsies, let's do this. For funsies, let's see what this was like. Everything was for funsies. For funsies, I'm going to give away $1,000 worth of jewelry during those 3 days of booking blitzes. Yes, I am. And I've got all sorts of fun things that I'm going to be giving. Some are no longer available. Some are going to be things that, you can't have enough of. Some will make great party giveaways for down in the future. So we'll be doing $1,000 worth of sparkly giveaways during that time as well. All right. So I'm super excited about it. I know what will happen as a result of this. And sometimes, especially during busier times, you kind of have to force yourself to just make time. This is the other thing I'm thinking. Again, back to the sample cell. All of you guys that are doing these sample cells, like I'm putting things in place to ensure, because I want you guys to like pinky promise that you are going to use these sample cells to book parties. Okay? Because sample cells are a lot of work, right? They are a lot of work. And I'm already trying to wrap my head around how I'm going to do one here, not in my normal play. Like, but I'm doing it with all of you. Like, I want to do it, guys. But I want you doing it for the bigger, like, yes, you're going to get income from this sample cell, but you're going to get way more income from this sample cell when you book parties from the sample cell. And Jerry's like, yes, yeah, that's why we go through the pain of a sample cell. Okay. That's why we go through the pain. Sample cell. Yes. We have all those cute images. We'll share them again. I know they've been shared. Are they in boards? Where do we have all those images? I think they're in boards.
I'll look.
Okay.
Unless you know, answer.
Yeah. We'll make sure we share them again. I'm really fired up. And this is, I know we talked about this. By the way, I loved everything Jerry shared today. I love what you shared today, Paula. It's fun seeing you guys together. Allie, thank you so much for sharing from Ed's book. I was on my weekly mastermind yesterday, guys. And the mastermind yesterday was focused on kind of a plan, do, and review of the first half of 2022. And our coach had each one of us go through and talk about like, what is in the first 6 months of the year, like what is something you are most proud of? I want you guys to write this question down, and I want you to think about answering this question. Answer it with your sponsor, answer it with your upline leader. Maybe you guys could do it in like one of your little team chats, but I want you to share. I want you to think about it. I want it to be more than just like sharing to yourself. Like I want you to share so you can kind of talk about it. I want you to think about one of the things you're most proud of from the first half of 2022. And this is one of the things I noticed when people were sharing yesterday was a lot of the things people were most proud of, they might not necessarily be seeing physical results for today. Okay? Because often some of the biggest growth that we have might be happening internally, where at the moment, you're not seeing those results. But 6 months from now, 1 year from now, like that's when, 3 months from now, next month, like that's when some of those results can really be showing up. So I want you to think about what is one of the things you are most proud of for 2022. Second thing I want y'all to do a check on is what was the level, the treasure awards level. You guys remember we had the treasure awards at the end of 2021, and we had, I'm gonna run through the different levels that we celebrated. We celebrated all that submitted 15,000 for the year, all that submitted 25,000 for the year, all that submitted 50,000 for the year, 75,000, 100,000. Then we had a $150,000 level. We had a $200,000 level. We had a $250,000 level. And then we had Jerry, who was like a peanut shy of 300,000. Okay. So
We
like
did not make Jerry her own category, but we could.
Then we had the Jerry Arnold category. Okay. So that like, all right. So I don't know what level each of you guys hit. Whatever level you hit, awesome. I don't know what you set your goal to be for 2022, but I want everybody to go to your back office and go to your detailed report and see where you are at your 6-month marker. Okay. See where you are. Are you halfway to whatever that 1-year goal was? If you're not, doesn't mean you're not going to hit it. Doesn't mean you're not going to hit it. You can totally still hit it. Are you further along than halfway for that, whatever your goal was? And if you're further along, we need to increase your goal. Often I find people set lower expectations on goals because they are so afraid of not hitting it. And if you are more than halfway to whatever that goal was, it's time to increase that goal. I'd rather you not hit that higher level, but get way further than what you originally anticipated for yourself. All right. So I want you to check into that, kind of do a 6-month check-in on that. And then I want you to think about and share with your sponsor, with your upline, whomever, what you would like to accomplish in the second half of 2022. Is it earning a trip? Is it qualifying for the Mercedes? If you've already qualified for the Mercedes, is it earning your Mercedes bonus every month? Is it promoting up a level? Is it promoting so many new leaders within your team? Is it recruiting a certain number of people over the next 6 months? What is it? And I mean, some of you are going to get real specific. Some of you are going to be more, broad range. I will tell you, the more specific you can be, the closer you will be to attaining those goals. And I was one of those 15 years ago when I got in this business. They would talk about goal setting. I was kind of like, I just did not speak. It was not my language. It didn't speak to me. I didn't really want to do it. Kind of fought it. But I'm here to tell you, I know for a fact, you'll never hit those bigger goals unless you really get a good idea of what it is you want to do and try to break it down to the best of your ability, and then work on the bite-sized nuggets to get yourself there. It's the only way. If you don't have a plan, it's not going to happen. Okay. And I know it can happen for so many of you all. And he challenged us and encouraged us to do the same thing. And really what he encouraged us to do is to encourage our team to tenfold your business over the next 6 months. Who here would like to tenfold your business over the next 6 months? Put a 10 in the comments if you'd like to tenfold your business over the next 2 months. I know that scares many of you guys. Okay, I know it does. But this is what he suggested. What would you, because he suggested that we do the same exercise. What would your business have to look like for you to be able to tenfold your business? Like, what would that be in volume for the month? Like, start with that. If you were going to tenfold your business, what would that be in volume, like team volume for the month, let's say, that you would need? Okay, that would be the first thing. Okay, so if you need 10, whatever that is, if your volume right now is 10,000 a month with you and your team, and if you want to tenfold your business, that's having 100,000 in volume. Wow, that's a lot. Who does that scare? Does that scare you? Scare some of you? How many active people do you have working the business to get to that 10,000 currently? So look at that. Like, do you have 4 people working the business to get you to 10,000? So if you have 4 people working the business to get you to 10,000, my very, very, very simple math is going to tell me you need 40 people working the business over the next 6 months to have $100,000 sales month. You need 40 people. Okay. I'm just doing a simple example here. So then if you needed 40 people, well, how am I going to get 40 people, Tish? Okay. Well, what if you made a personal goal that you were going to sponsor and recruit 2 people a month, sponsor and qualify 2 people a month. So for 6 months, that would give you 12 new people. And then you were going to help each one of them sponsor and qualify 1 new recruit and help them promote up to branch, right? Get an instant pay raise. And you made that a focus with every single one of your launch parties with them. Because again, kind of like The focus of the sample sale isn't just to get money from your samples to invest in the new line. That's a short-term win, but the longer-term win is to book parties from that sample sale, okay? Same with launching a new stylist. The short-term win is getting them qualified. The long-term win is helping them book parties from that party and talking about how fun this business is to do with a friend and why you got started and how it's been able to impact your life. And if there's anyone here who would love to learn how you also could get started and do this with your friend Sarah, and you, the leader, will train them together. If you started tweaking those launches a little bit and making that making that a focus. As I launch each new stylist, my goal is to help them get 2 bookings and have a friend join them. Then all of a sudden, you're turning those 2 new qualified stylists into branches, and then the 2 becomes 4, and then you're teaching those 2 to do the same, and then the 4 becomes 6. You see what I'm doing here, guys? It literally starts with you making a priority. I'm going to start with 2. And when I'm launching each one of those 2, my priority is to help them bring a friend along to build them to branch. And then teach them to do the same with those 2 girls. And then teach them to do the same with those 2. And teach them to do the same with those 2. And you don't have to worry about what's that going to look like over a 6-month period. You focus on what's that going to look like in July. My focus is doing it in July. 1 month at a time. 1 month at a time. Okay. Do you guys like the idea of that? Look at what it would look like to 10-fold your business and then kind of break it down. If you're like, help me figure this out, get with your upline leader. We'll figure out how to help you figure it out. And then let's look at 1 month at a time. 1 party at a time. 1 launch at a time. And when that is your focus for that 1 month, you're going to be real focused on that 1 month. And when you do it and you prove to yourself that you can, then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm onto something here. Okay. And we'll have you helping train and teach us on this as we walk into August. So I'm giving you guys the challenge. Whoever wants to run with that, run with it. I want you to keep me up to date on how it's going. You might even get a little personal coaching from me if you are doing the actions to help yourself 10-fold that business, because I want to prove to others it's possible, but you got to put a plan together and you got to be real focused on the simple steps that are needed. Okay.
Tish, I love all this. Can you share a little bit about how we can use the Backstage Pass to really get people engaged?
Yes. So, and that was what I was supposed to talk about, just so y'all know. My sister.
That's okay. We have notes. We keep her on track.
We give her the mic. This is the Christine Alley. We give her the mic and look what she does. And Jerry and Paul are over there. Okay. I see what you're talking about now, Christy. I totally see you. I see. Yeah. Okay. So Backstage.
Literally, we had a call this morning on speakerphone with Allie, and we were like, but we got to give Tish 30 minutes. You know, we got to.
I know. I'm very long.
And we love you for it.
All right. So this is the deal. Backstage Pass. We talked about on Treasure Talk yesterday, but this could help you get right there. So Scott has been in my ear, y'all, about like, I'm literally giving you the words and suggestions from Scott. Okay. He's like, I'm telling you right now, your team will have the best success with this Backstage Pass if they personally offer and invite 5 of their prospects to be their personal guest, where they pay the $20 Backstage Pass fee. Yes, it's an investment in your business, guys, but smart investment. That customer is immediately going to get a $20 gift card, obviously. And someone asked me, well, when you do this, do you keep the $20 gift card? This is the deal. I'd let them have it. It's a gift they're getting. They're going to turn around and shop with you at minimum. And like, it's a gift, right? This is part of the package. So anyway, they are going to be your guest. by you paying that way, less likely that they will no show. He's like, they will feel more obligated because you paid their way. And we all know, guys, especially with virtual events, how hard do we work to get people on lives? Like, it's just kind of that extra little security blanket to help us get that person committed to showing up. I would have a little chat group with your VIPers. You can have more than 5 if you want, but that's his suggestion. If you want to personally pay for 5, and then you've got others that have paid their own way that you talk about in your VIP group, awesome, your choice. But it's going to be an inside look. They'll see the collection for the first time with all of us. Very inspiring stories. People are going to end that day being like, wow, this is a really cool gig. Wow, this could be very impactful in my life. If not my life, someone else's life that I know. And they are going to be getting an offer to join if they decide they want to. All right. So that could, imagine if you had 5 people, imagine if you had your 5 end up joining you. At minimum, you can book a party with them and they can be one of your debut hostesses. But what if 3 of the 5 ended up joining, and all of a sudden you've got qualified recruits for the trip. You've got a focus to help them bring a friend along from that party and book 2 parties from that party. I mean, we could go a million different directions with this, but that is a great place to start, a great foundation to start, to open up new conversations and new doors for you next week.
So real quick, I want to share, because I've been here at Jerry's house now since yesterday, and we had several stylists over last night, and just in a few conversations, learning about people that have joined our team from the Backstage Pass over the last Sparkle or the Sparkle before. So one of them was Amber Glaze. Okay, Amber Glaze. So Sarah Catherine Joseph, her cousin, invited Amber's mother to be on the Backstage Pass. And then Amber's mother was in Amber's ear constantly about how she needed to join Park Lane for a couple of months. And then Amber ends up joining. There's a success story. And then Paula, you can share.
Oh, yes. So 2 of my ladies that I invited last year to the Backstage Pass, they didn't join immediately. They didn't just log off and join, but now over time, it lit the fire, it planted the seed, and now they have joined the business as well. So it definitely got the spark, and it's just, and you're allowing Park Lane to do the work in some ways. I mean, if you're like, well, I don't know the words to say, you don't have to. They're going to attend that, and everything's going to be done for you in many ways. So it's an easy way to let somebody else take that piece of it.
So my suggestion is, because like I'm seeing people say, I don't know if it was over here in my text message, like, I don't even know who to invite. I don't really have any prospects. What I love to go do is go look at who were my favorite hostesses, like who really loved it, who had a great party. Or if they didn't have a great party, but you could tell they loved it, also, who are your top contributors in your VIP groups? Like, who comments on every style drop or on your lives or whatever, shows activity. Those are a couple of places that you can go. And then I love that Sharon put in the comments that if you are her recent social sell shoppers, I mean, if you do socials, or maybe she said sample sell, regardless, sample sell shoppers, social sell shoppers, we all have, if you've been around a little bit, if you haven't been around a little bit, this little category might not fit you. But I know Allie was joking this weekend. She did a social sell and she's like, I mean, I'm thrilled to have the shoppers, but my word, it's the same shoppers, it's those people that just love Park Lane. So those are a few areas that you can go to, as well as your personal life. Like, is it your best friend? Is it your, work wife? Is it your sister? Is it your mother? Is it your aunt? Like Sarah Catherine invited her aunt. I mean, who in your life do you just want to spend more time with? I mean, genuinely speaking, when Tish invited Allie and I to join the company that we were with before, she joined and she's like, y'all should do this. This looks fun. She had no idea she was getting paid on us. Like, we didn't know how the business worked. She was consistent to do it and earn some income when the recession began to hit in 2008. And she's like, let's just do this. This will be fun together. That's why we did it. She didn't know. And then she starts getting these paychecks. She's like, wait a second, I'm getting paid on y'all. Who are those people in your life that you just want to spend more time with? Okay. Those are filters that all of us can go through, because I'm telling you right now, I would not be here 14 years in if I didn't have Tish and Allie, because we love spending time together. So it's a huge reason why we've had success and stayed around. So Backstage Pass, use it. And I'm going to quickly post in the comments some words that we came up with, if you guys want to use them. So somebody else talk while I'm looking.
I'm talking.
Okay, there they are. Y'all, these are some words actually that Tish came up with yesterday. So grab them before the chat's over. There are images that are super cute, that are amazing. You know, photo team has come up with, they're in boards under the under promotions for customers, Sparkle Backstage Pass. Okay, so just go there. They're super cute. Send an image if you want to send an image. If you don't want to send an image, don't let that stop you. But let's take on Scott's challenge of getting 5 people saying yes and going to Backstage next Tuesday. Any questions on that?
I just want to acknowledge that I'm already getting people texting me their goals.
Yay!
Wow.
Amanda Chen has sent me her 10X goals.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe I have some text. Let's see.
She says, you know me, I have to put it down or I'll let it slide. And that's the truth behind goal setting. So she's going to go heal some children and then
Sell some jewelry.
then sell some jewelry after that.
And let's give her a shout out. Amanda shows up to a lot of, it's Amanda, right?
Yes.
Because I know her Zoom
Husband, Eric.
a lot. She shows up in her scrubs in that nursing station all the time. So cheers to you. That girl is on it. So, oh, wait, somebody is saying, great, have a couple of, oh, I thought you said you had a couple of ideas. Dawn Marie, you have your hand raised. Did you have something you wanted to share? I'm so sorry. If you're still there.
I'm here. Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of like not important anymore because it was a long, long time ago.
Oh. Okay.
Oopsie.
Oopsies. Okay. All right. Thanks, ladies. Oh, can you tell me where the boards images are again? Under boards, photo bank, current promotions, and then customers, hostesses. Oh, really quick too. Sparkle registration. You can register by the 10th to receive the $200 worth of jewelry from Park Lane for your registration fee. That is only good through the 10th. I read that this morning and I wanted to make sure everybody knew that. If you have not registered for Sparkle yet, do not wait. Register so you get that $200 worth sent to you. Okay. Oh, Connie has a quick tip on verbiage. Go, Connie.
When looking for those debut hostesses, if you started hey, be my debut hostess, they might not know exactly what that means. So what I did last catalog is I started it with, hey friend, I need your opinion. Everybody loves to give opinions. And so that's how I began the texting, the conversation of getting the review hostesses. So you and your friends can give their opinions to show the new jewelry to help me decide what it is I'm going to be showing for the next 6 months in my parties. So they loved the fact that they were helping me and giving opinions. And I tell you what, those lives were full of comments because that's what I made it all about. Okay, what's your opinion about this one? And then, but I still had sales and, and all of the other things like a normal party too.
So Connie, that is Okay, so when I first started with Park Lane, this is how I always coach new stylists. When I first started with Park Lane, that's kind of how I asked for parties. I was like, I just want to get the jewelry out in front of as many people as possible. It's seeing what people like, what they don't like. And, would you be willing to gather some friends so I can just get as much feedback on the jewelry as possible? And I've never extrapolated that to a new collection launch. I freaking love that. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. And definitely when you're saying it, hey, it's not going to hurt my feelings. Let me know. Yay or nay. Do you love this? Let me know, friends. And it was so interesting to see the responses of certain pieces. And then all of a sudden you saw the commonalities of the opinions. And then you saw the different personalities speaking up as well. So it was fun to get to know them at the same time. So there was a lot of layers in approaching it that way, all about opinions. So, and I offered $100 of the new free line. I just used a Fast 50 and their favorite piece that they wanted. So an extra goodie, like to get those 5 review crew.
Love it.
All right. Well, now I can, now it brings me back to the present. Can I share something with you, or is it too late? Too late?
It's never too late. We got
Never too late.
Dawn Marie, you got 37. Listen to you, sister.
Oh no. Well, we call them focus groups. And we used to do several groups of women, and now we do it online, several groups of women. So we'll put it out there that we can only have like 10 people in a group. And then we try to break it up into age specific groups and make it like a real focus group. Like Connie said, they feel important. They really like to give their opinion. And it is kind of hysterical. But and with that, we offer them the Fast 50s to have a show, or we'll offer them a bonus item or $20 off their order or something. We give them something. But we've been doing that for years. We called it the focus group, and it is good. It's great way to get the jewelry in front of people, even people that never wanted to see it before, because now you're asking for their opinion. And I'm really excited this year because we are so online and we have our little clickers everywhere. There's some beautiful women on Facebook, right? I mean, they're wearing this, they're wearing that. I mean, we kind of have a reason, and I'm going to use it as a reason to reach out to some of these people and tell them, you know what, you are gorgeous. You take great pictures on Facebook. You always have the nicest clothes, whatever. Can I get your opinion on my new fall jewelry line? Because I think I really appreciate your opinion. And, that's just another way to get them in and get the conversation going. So that's what we're doing.
Dawn Marie, I love that. And you made me think of something. And if Tish is still here, or Allie, or anybody knows or wants to give guidance, our new collection clearly launches Tuesday. And one of the fastest ways for us to get our online party script up and shared and our mega parties scripts planned is for us to get in real life photos from all of you all. So if you love taking, pictures and editing them and all the things that so many of you guys do, we would love to have volunteers. You don't have to tell us who you are, that are willing to overnight your jewelry. I mean, I overnight my jewelry every time, but not every time, every launch. Overnight your jewelry, get your jewelry to you so that you can go ahead and, get your clothes on, go in the backyard, go whatever, do pictures to help share in real life photos. So we can get lots of photos of the new collection ASAP. So Allie, I don't know if you have anything to share on that, but you just made me think of that, Dawn Marie, when you said pictures and on Facebook and all the people that love doing that. Get your clothes on.
Senior divisions and higher, you're allowed to request in the comments of your RRC for overnight, and they will do a payroll deduction. Only senior divisions and higher.
Thank you.
That's important.
I did not know that. Okay, a perk.
Yeah.
Allie, do you have anything to say on that with the photography?
I mean, like photography tips or
no, just
no, it'd just be awesome if you could. I mean, yes, it's nice to have all different types of women represented. It's one of the biggest requests that we get. The hardest part is that you can roll with what you get. So, oh yeah, overnight your jewelry and take photos and, do your filters and things like that, not because filters look better. It just, focuses on the jewelry. But I don't know
Latoya, you bring it on, girl.
Yeah,
Yes.
Latoya is a great picture taker, selfie girl.
And probably what we'll do, and I don't know, Tish will drive the ship on this, but maybe we have a pinned post at the top of the Treasure Tribe where people can just post their in real life photos. So there's like one, spot, which is also fun to see, like what that necklace looks on before you order it, or maybe you didn't buy that one and you see it on somebody, or it's styled differently. Or I swear to you, at the beginning of the collection, I think there's items I like and that I don't like. And then I go to Allie's house and she's got the such and such. And I'm like, well, that's daggum cute. Okay, now I got to order that. And that's how we are, right? We love seeing each other in it. And so it helps everybody. Okay, we've gone long, but I appreciate all the tips. Thanks, Dawn Marie. Thanks, Connie, Allie, Tish, Jerry, Paula, everyone. Okay.
Thank y'all.
See you on the Blitz this weekend. 3's a charm. Bye, guys.